On today's episode, Blu Ray, Criterion, and there is some few DVDs. So let's roll the intro, get right into them. Well, it's pretty much the same as, I'm just getting creative with these little introductions or whatever. But there is a little pile here of goodies. So, we'll start right off with this. It is the 4 film favorites of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection from Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema. And we have the original live-action movie. We have Part 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Part 3, Turtles in Time. And we have the CGI Nightmare. Yeah, and, of course, I grew up with these movies, so that's why I have them. They're not cinematic masterpieces by any means. So, look, just, Warner is not taking any time to put any art design on the discs. So next up, I finally picked up Lone Survivor on Blu-ray. Based on a true story. I've heard some very good things. Have yet to watch this, so I did eventually watch like the first 15 minutes of it, and I liked what I saw. So I have yet to sit down and devour the entire Lone Survivor film. Next up, a lot of people have seen the Hunger Games movie, or movies, I should say, and a lot of people thought that the Hunger Games was kind of inspired by this particular film. And I think the style was, but the story, I don't think so. But what movie am I talking about? Battle Royale. Japanese movie. I'm trying to think when it was made. It was released in 2012, the Blu-ray was, but I don't know when the movie was released. But, kind of the same principle. The only difference between Battle Royale and the Hunger Games is the Hunger Games is PG-13 violence. This is so violent that it's not even rated by the MPAA here in the United States. It was shown in theaters, but I think it was shown as a exclusive one night thing. It's a very, very violent movie. This is the Hunger Games I could show to a teenager. I wouldn't have a problem with it. This I would, because it is very extreme. It's very violent. Similar principle. It's about these children, basically teenagers, and it takes place in a futuristic world where the governments have failed, democracy has failed, currency has failed, and so they're trying to control the world population by having these kids murder each other in what's called the Battle Royale. So, yeah, it's basically a similar plot, but it's, imagine that, but over the top, really extreme. Next up is an upgrade from a Blu-ray I had, or not a Blu-ray, but a DVD I had. And it's The Day the Earth Stood Still, the Keanu Reeves film. I was looking for this version in particular because this does have, it has the remake on Blu-ray and a digital copy, but I don't think it works. And it has the original 1951 trying to turn it around. The original 1951 movie classic, which is the only one worth watching. So, and that's the only way I was really able to put some money down. Reason I was going to buy this. So, next up, adding to the Die Hard series, I do have the first Die Hard. Here's Die Hard 2, Die Harder. There you go. And a very fun, these Die Hard movies are fun, except for the most recent ones that came out, I guess. Next up, Duck Dynasty, Season 5. Nice 2-disc Blu Ray set. And, I think I think there's a lot of people that's, still watch this show. But, there's a lot of naysayers about it. They think Phil Robertson's a bigot and sexist. Well, there's actually an interview I saw where they talk with Jace Robertson. And he kind of spilled the beans on it. And they said that the whole thing was trying to trap the family. And he said that the guy was very disrespectful in the interviewer. And he was out to trap the Robertsons and make them look really, really bad. And it was not a good situation. And so he said there was actually one point that they asked him to leave, and because he was so disrespectful in the interview. And when the interview came out, all the words that were spoken in the interview from the Robertsons were very twisted and very distorted. So, yeah, and, this is a show that is a perfect family show. It's a very funny show, and it's reality TV. The only problem that really people have with it is that they pray at the end of each episode. I'm sorry, but if you don't like it, change the channel. Instead of complaining about it, wanting it taken off the air, change the stinking channel. You don't have to watch it. There's millions of other channels that you can watch something on. So don't tread on us who want to keep this show on the air. Sorry. Next up, I got this one fairly cheap at FYE, and it's Edward Scissorhands. Now, don't let these covers fool you. Fox came out with these limited edition covers, slip covers, but if we pull this back, we see it's just the standard Blu Ray release. So don't, if you go out and see this, don't be fooled by it. I mean, it's just the regular Blu Ray release. It does have some cool artwork on it, but it's the same old edition. Right, next, we got 3 Criterions. Yes, Criterion title sale is upon us. It's good until the 28th, so rush to your Barnes & Noble. You can get some really good discounts on Criterions. Plus, if you have your membership card, you get an additional 10%. So, hey, that's 60% off each title. So, and I managed to get, let's see, I got 4 when I went to the Barnes & Noble. 1 I got through the mail, just because of pre-order. And but one of them I got at the Barnes & Noble store is Fanny and Alexander. I've been kind of wanting to see this, even though it's, some people would, kind of snub at this, but yeah, Fanny and Alexander, Swedish film. And the interesting with it is it comes with 2 different cuts of the movie. It comes with the 188-minute theatrical version and the 320-minute television version. So, yeah, really neat to check out. And there's a third disc in here with, that's all behind the scenes, and all that good stuff. So yeah, there's some really, really good stuff from Criterion. Criterion's, they're going to go all out. Here's the back when I pull it out. Here's the front of that. And they come with a book, a little booklet with essays and pictures about the film. Let's see here. So there's that. Oops. And there's all these different essays about the making of the film. And of course, we have this picture here, and it unfolds just like that. There. Now the fun part is putting this all back in the box. See, this is a really nice thing about Criterion's. You get nice deluxe packaging, even their clear stuff, like in their regular Criterion case. You feel like you've got something every time. So there you go. Now the next Criterion I happened to buy by pre-order because it wasn't out yet, and I really wanted this movie. I really wanted this movie. I would consider this movie to the reason why we have music videos today. I mean, back at the time that this movie was made, there was no such thing as a music channel or anything like that. And so, if you were popular enough as a musician, you got to have a movie made. Like Elvis Presley did it. So, who else than Elvis Presley made movies? How about the Beatles? And this being their feature film debut with A Hard Day's Night. This came out fairly recently from Criterion. I'm glad Criterion picked this up, and I was able to get this really cheap from Barnes & Noble pre-order. I was able to get it for $23. That's actually $1 cheaper than what you would buy a brand new title release from Walmart. So yeah, A Hard Day's Night. There's a lot of stuff on here I'm not going to go into because it's just so long. But of course, this is just a slipcover. And I don't know why they did that, but they put a picture from the film inside the box. I don't know. Now this is one of those new, there's that. This is an edition that has both the DVD version and the Blu Ray version. Now the content is all the same, just that the Blu Ray here has all the content on one disc, while the DVDs have the content split up, like the movies on this disc and the special features are on this disc. And there's the back, showing a still from the movie. And it comes with this nice little book. Again, having essays telling you how they shot the movie, pictures, behind the scenes photos. You name it, it's in here. But yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing it because I'd never seen this movie. A lot of Beatles fan, and I am somewhat of a Beatles fan. I like the Beatles music, but I was kind of looking for it, and I knew that they had made this movie, but I never got to see it because it's always been out of print or it's been too expensive for me to get a hold of. So, yeah, finally Criterion comes out with A Hard Day's Night. I've been wanting to see this. and I'm kind of hoping that they pick up some of their other films as well. Like they had, I don't know if they'll pick up Help. They might. Help, Yellow Submarine, some of their other films, Magical Mystery Tour. Who knows? We'll just wait and see. But also, one final thing is that there's some photos on the top and on the bottom of the packaging. Alright, next one is, I got this from Barnes & Noble store. Michael Cimino's Heaven's Gate, starring Chris Christopherson, Christopher Walken, John Hurt, Sam Waterston, Brad Dourif, and Jeff Bridges. So yeah, and this one is actually a 2-disc set because the movie is so long that they had to put the special features on a separate disc. And yeah, the movie runs about 216 minutes. So yeah, Heaven's Gate. And in case you don't know who Michael Cimino is, he wrote and directed The Deer Hunter. Now next up, those of you who watch my channel know that we recently did a video together with me and WWE Colts fan, where we sat, watched, and gave our comments on Mac and Me. Pretty much one of the worst movies ever made. Yeah, I will put that link in the description down below in case you haven't seen that video. It's where you can check it out, and please do sit through the whole thing. It's about 2 hours in length, so if you have some extra time, watch our video and listen to our comments, what we had to say about this little propaganda E.T. ripoff. So yeah. Next up, I finally bought this one. I found it cheap. I saw it in the theater when it originally played, and it's a very, very good movie. If you like Remember the Titans, you know, any of the the Disney films like that, you'll enjoy this one. This one's on hockey. This is Miracle, starring Kurt Russell, and it's a really good film. Like I said, if you like Remember the Titans, you'll like this one. It's based on a true story about behind the greatest moment in sports history, aka I'm trying to think of his name, famous commentator on NBC, Al Michaels. His famous line, "Do you believe in miracles?" This is where this came from. Not this movie, but the real event. So, yeah, Miracle. Next up, I got every white trash redneck's favorite movie, Roadhouse. Got it really cheap at Walmart. I think I can't remember if I paid $9 or $5, but yeah, Roadhouse. Just an over-the-top action movie. And last, but certainly not least, the last criterion I have for this time around, The Seven Samurai. Yes! Another one I've been wanting to get because I have the movie that was based off this, The Magnificent Seven, but I've never seen the original, which is The Seven Samurai. So yeah, this is another criterion. Comes in the slipcase. And there's that. There's the back. And again, this is a two disc set because the movie is so long. fact, there's some pictures in the back. There you go. And then there's the booklet, which is pretty thick. Some of these are pretty thin, and some of these are pretty thick, and with some pictures and essays about the film. Like everything else, we have to put it all away. Put it all away. So, here we go. Seven Samurai. Which is spine number 2. Never did the spines on the Criterions, but you know that I never really got into the spine thing, but you know, just the titles, and there is the whole point about the Criterion collection is that you have to have the spine number. So that's the haul for this time around. So from me to you, see you later.